So it's 1st and 17 at the Arizona 30, and Mac Jones finds Ricky for another 5 yards, finds McCaffrey for another 9 yards. It's 3rd and 3, and he finds Ricky again for 10 yards. 1st and goal at the Arizona 6. Brian Robinson gets 3. McCaffrey gets 2. And it's 3rd and goal. McCaffrey, no gain, gets stuffed. 4th and goal. And mind you, Mac Jones at this point seems like he could barely walk, right? He's kind of limping. He gets 4th and goal from the 1, and we dial up a pass. He tries to hit McCaffrey in the flat, but he is just laid out by Mac Wilson almost immediately. And the 49ers turn it over on downs at the 1 yard line. Matt, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, like gutsy call, great play, good ball. So, I mean, yeah, it's just, this is what we want to see, right? Ricky come into his own. And, I felt like today was a really, really, really good game for him. Pretty much the only consistent weapon. Christian McCaffrey, his typical 130 yards from scrimmage, actually had 10 catches for 88 yards, which for him was really good. But Pearsall just seemed to be the guy when the 49ers need to move the ball. So good play. Right. I guess in the post conference, post game presser, Shanahan said that, Mac had 2 options. He had like Bourne in the flat, and then he could throw it deep to Ricky. And I mean, listen, Mac Jones has no shortage of intestinal fortitude, shall we say. And he just he slanged that pelota down the field and fucking Ricky catches it. So good stuff. Good, like,
oh, wait.
That
I think
where
we're thinking of the wrong 4th down.
Oh, okay.
This is the one where they get stuffed at the 1 yard line and they turn it on downs.
Sorry. Sorry. I got a little ahead. No, that's me. Getting stuffed. Yeah, no, that wasn't good. That was horrific. Yeah. This was, not good.
I question why they passed to begin with. I don't know if you had the same thought process, but
this is
because they ran it a couple times, right? And it wasn't that it was a bad call to pass it there, because they'd ran a couple times. McCaffrey had gotten stuffed a couple times, and the run before this was after Mac had already kind of hurt his knee. They tried to run a stretch play, and Mac Jones almost didn't make it to hand the ball off. So I think that the thinking was, get him out of the backfield. Now, to me, I thought that I think it was Mac Wilson Jr. I think he got there a touch early, and it probably should have been a penalty on the 4th down. But, I mean, it was a bang play, and we know we're not getting those calls. So I think that there was some miscommunication, though. At the very least, hard to say because, the way the game ended, but you may want to call timeout in that situation if you're not sure. They didn't break the huddle on that 4th down play until there was like 9 seconds left. So it's like, maybe take a little bit of time if you're going to, do this in a crucial spot in the game. But I would have taken the points, to be honest, because with Mac Jones limping, it's like, all right, and he ended up being okay and he looked better on the next drive. But without knowing that ahead of time, it's just like, in this situation with the offense is looking this shitty, just take the points,
You've only given up 6 points the whole time.
Right.
Mike, what are your thoughts here?
No, Mac nailed it right there, right? Like, you don't know Mac's like real injury history. We don't want to put Martinez in there. This guy is literally off the streets. We don't know shit about this guy.
I saw Kyle talking to him, and
then,
I was like, fuck no.
Right, yeah. And then not only that, like, this has been a game of this is a defensive battle. And I understand that we're on the 2. But, like, just take the points, dude. Like, don't outsmart yourself. Like, this was the moment that I had given up. I was like, all right, we're just gonna do stupid shit. We're gonna give this game up here. We're not gonna be smart. They don't take the points in a game that I feel like we could have taken the points. Like, that was my biggest thing. Like, just take the points and we're cool. There's nothing to worry about here. We're battling back and forth. This is a defensive battle. You take the points. Points are at a premium. Why are we going for it? And everyone's like, oh, well, like, Mike, we got them backed up inside the 5 and all that. I hear you. But they haven't started using Kyler Murray the way that they know what they do when they get desperate. Then all of a sudden he's keeping everything and running, and we can't stop him. And I knew that was coming down the pike, and I'm like, this is not the time to do that. Take the points, make them have to get in the end zone in order to beat us. that's a benefit to the Niners. They didn't do it here, and I was pissed. I was disappointed, and at this moment I was like, all right, this game's over.
Yeah.
Like
it's kind of,
it
is one of those things, right, where you're just like, if you take the points and you force them to score a touchdown, it almost makes the play calling more conservative, because they're like, we have to get a touchdown. We can't just take the chance of like only getting to field goal range. We have to get a touchdown, so we got to kind of protect. But like you said, if they can just kick a field goal to win the game, then all of a sudden you get to play call a little more loose, because it's like, well, if we don't get something, at least it's only tied. Thank you, Jesus Lord. Much love to you, my friend. But yeah, it's at that point too, when they didn't get the fourth down, I was just like, oh my god,
it was ugly.
Yeah.
I would have liked to, and again, call me crazy, but like just 2 runs behind Trent. And I get he's not his usual self, but that's the best option I think you have on the offensive line still with McCaffrey. Maybe even throw Brian Robinson in there. The short yardage, he's not getting the runs. I don't know if it's a matter of comfortability, if Kyle doesn't think he's a scheme fit, or if he's just not up to par with McCaffrey. But I was like, damn, that was so close to getting that in there. And I agree. Bang play, hit on McCaffrey. They're probably not going to call it. Could they have? Would they have if it was the other way around? Again, the fan in me is probably saying probably, but it's turnover on downs, and you're thinking, well, they're at least pinned on their own 1 yard line, so they're gonna have to go 99 yards if they get any points. And the next drive, the 49ers do get a 3 and out. Murray hits Harrison for 6 yards, and then Trey Benson runs for 3 yards, and it's 3rd and 1. And this is the play that kind of became controversial because Murray's scrambling back, looking everywhere, and he gets back into the end zone, throws it away, does not get back to the line of scrimmage. And it looked this close to being a safety, but the ball was just outside of the end zone. And we couldn't really get a straight down the line view, but the angle they gave us, it looked like the ball was outside of the end zone. So they just called intentional grounding. So instead of it being a safety and 2 points to the 49ers, it's 4th and 11 at the Cardinals 1, and they force a punt. My question for you guys, why do the 49ers almost never like sell out to block these things? I mean, with the amount of kicks that we saw blocked today, I don't even think I saw one player try to penetrate the backfield.
I would like to point out, and I can't, oh man, was it? I think it might have been it was a Thursday night game. Miami against Buffalo. And the Miami defender sold out to block the kick, didn't block the kick, and rolled right into the kicker or right into the punter. And so you run the risk of, if you don't touch the ball, that's a short runway. It's not just a short runway for the punter. It's a short runway for, for the defender as well. And you don't want to get a roughing in that situation. Like when you're that shortened up, the assumption is you're going to get a really short punt and you're going to be in a really good field position anyway. So why risk the penalty? Like, fair. Yes, potentially you could. But again, you want to be careful in that situation, because the worst thing you could do is get a 15-yard penalty that not only they retain possession, but now they have clearance from the end zone as well.
Fair. Mike, I don't know if you had any thoughts on that, but I'm just like, come on, man. Somebody try.
I do. And it's less about the attempt to block it, right? And it was that I wish the Niners would have challenged, right? I don't know, or I didn't know the rules prior to this play. I thought if the quarterback is in the end zone and there's a penalty, it's a safety. Only tonight did I learn that the quarterback can be in the end zone as long as the ball is ahead of the line. That's when I learned that tonight.
I didn't know that. Oh, if you have possession of the ball and the ball's out of the end zone and your body's mostly in the end zone and you get tackled there, it's not a safety.
It's
the same principle.
Like if you go for a touchdown,
like
right?
like if they would have ran the ball out of the end zone, right, with Benson. And Benson's Benson's body is in the end zone, but the ball is over the goal line. Any part of the ball outside of the end zone means that it's not a safety. It's kind of the opposite rule of passing past the line of scrimmage, right? Like the whole body and ball has to be past the line of scrimmage for it to be an illegal forward pass. It's the same principle.
I had no idea that was the case for a safety.
I mean, it is a rare circumstance, but to me, the rule made sense.
No, and it's cool. Like I accepted it afterwards, right? But in the moment, I'm like, oh, both feet were in the end zone. It's a safety. Like, give us the points and the ball back, right? Like I'm flipping out, and they're like,
know.
yeah, no, the ball was over.
It's kind of like you want it to be
goal
NBA
line.
rules, right? Hey, both feet are behind the
Yeah,
line. Maybe it's a 3.
and I'm like, dude, like, right, like, what are you doing, dude? Like, it doesn't matter where you release the ball from, but that's not how it was here. So I learned something new in the moment. So now I'm pissed. And this is going to come back later on in the game because safeties. You know what I'm saying? Like this comes back later on. Now I'm really pissed because it's like
Yes.
I felt like we had one here. So it's like, all right, cool, and we don't get it, and now I'm mad. I'm like, Kyle, please challenge it. Like maybe he drew the ball back when he went to throw, and the tip of the ball just crossed the tip of the white because like Zach said, they never showed that down the sideline view. They just never gave it to us, and that's all I
Fox
wanted.
did. Yeah, no, Fox did.
It was
I
slightly
didn't see
angled. It was slightly
Yeah,
angled.
I mean,
never
his
saw
whole
it from straight down the
his
sideline.
whole head was out of the end zone. And Kyler Murray has a big ass head for his short little body. Like
He
his
just
head
got a
was out of
bulb.
the end zone.
He's a light bulb.
And like it wasn't the whole ball was outside of the end zone as well, and like part of his arm. So it wasn't even really that close if you're looking at it that way. As soon as they showed that angle, I was like, oh, he's enough. I can tell he's out of the end zone. It's like not particularly
Right.
close.
But I'm speaking from the emotions in that moment.
Yeah,
I wanted
for
to
sure,
challenge.
for sure.
I definitely
When I
wanted to
first
like,
saw it, I
don't
was
just
like,
give
oh,
this
that's
up.
a safety. In real time, I was
Yes.
like, oh, that's a safety. Now,
Right.
I want to ask you, because we didn't end up getting that, but did you notice who caused the pressure on Kyler Murray?
Was it Michael Williams?
3 names. CJ West was the first up the middle. Chased him into Michael Williams, who then chased him back into Alfred Collins. All 3 rookies were on that play, creating pressure. We're going to take that.
Hell yeah.
That's what you want to see. You want to see these guys getting incrementally better week after week, game after game, and that's what we
Yes.
were seeing, guys. Like
And-
Nick Bosa, the whole second half was not there. Michael Williams has to bounce outside, and him and Huff have to do their thing, and they look good. All of a sudden, we can stop the run, and this was before, by the way, the injury. I know you talked about it already. This was before the injury to Connor, right? The runs weren't as big as they were at this point. Like these young guys stepped up in a major way, and I thought that I still think that's going to pay dividends for the Niners down the stretch.
It will, especially if Bosa misses multiple weeks. You all of a sudden you don't feel as crappy about that. It's just like, yeah, Nick Bosa missing is going to be a huge part of it because he's such a good player. But is that mitigated because these rookies look like they can play and they look like week to week they're improving?
We got a Sean, member for 13 months. Thank you very much. You think we win that with Brock? Finally, a kicker. We have no line. How bad is Bosa? Our special teams coach is special and not in a good way. Green played like a pile of brown today. Be blessed. We definitely win that game with Brock.
Yeah,
Probably
we would have
by
scored more
2
than 16
scores.
points. Yeah,
Right.
we would have scored more than 16
Finally,
points.
a kicker. I agree. Offensive line was a problem. Bosa up in the air. Initial testing did not reveal any damage to the ACL, but Kyle didn't rule anything out. So it's like, take of that what you will. He had a small sleeve on his knee, walked out, no crutches. Special teams coach, I'm hoping to give him some time and they'll get it together. We won by special teams today, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. Special teams gave the 49ers the win. And I agree, Green had a rough game. Okay, so they get, instead of a safety, they punt, and the 49ers get the ball back at midfield. And it's the first time all day either team starts in opposing territory. They start the ball at the drive, at the Arizona 48, and McCaffrey starts cooking. Jones and McCaffrey, I should say, start cooking. Mack hits McCaffrey to start the drive, 2-yard pass, but then 3-yard run. It's 3rd and 5. McCaffrey for 3 yards. It's 4th and 2. And this play, I mean, Mack Big Balls Jones just drops that ball in a bucket to Ricky Pearsall for 34 yards. And the ball almost bounces off of Ricky's face mask or helmet, whatever you want to call it. But he hauls it in, gets both feet down right along the sidelines to set up 1st and goal at the Arizona, 4 or something like that? Arizona 6. How hyped were you guys? I mean, 4th and 2, and Mac throws that ball up there and places it right there. I mean, Matt.
I mean, at first I was like, oh no, why are they going deep? and then it was caught. So you're like, oh, okay. But I mean, you look at it, and it was, I would say it's probably a touch underthrown, but again, Ricky goes up and makes a hell of a play. And that wasn't the first one that Ricky made. I distinctly remember one on, I don't know if it was a slant or a dig, where Mac Jones threw that shit like 3 yards behind him, and he reached back and fingertip caught it. Ricky really made Mac Jones' life a lot easier today with the way that he was catching the ball, the way that he was running routes. And, this was one of those plays where you're just like, whew. And, again, you want things to go well, and you want them to make plays. It's just, man, could they just do it a little easier than that? It's just like, whew. Now, was this before or after? This was after the Jones interception, right?
I think it was before. It was, the
Okay.
drive prior.
All right, I see someone in the chat asking about the interception. We'll get there. And then somebody else asked about real quick, CJ West, about CJ West getting hurt. He did return. Yeah. He got his wrist wrapped in like the second quarter, but he was back for the fourth quarter.
Mike, what are your thoughts on the fourth down play? Ballsy or what?
No, absolutely. And this is, again, I had been out of it, like mentally checked out since the Niners went forward on fourth down, right? I'm like, this is just stupid. So anything that was happening at this point was just a bonus. I didn't like any of it, but it was like, oh, okay, like maybe I should walk it back. Maybe I should like eat my words a little bit, right? We had the advantageous field position, and then we're going to march down the field a little bit. It was pretty cool to see. And at this point is when I realized that Michael Williams was back. I didn't know that he came back. Some people said that he came back at the end of the first half.
He did.
I don't. Yeah, but I didn't notice it. So because at the end of the first half, I am typing up and doing a StreamYard for the halftime show. So I didn't notice who was out there. I'm just watching the results of each play. Right. So I didn't even notice it. And then it's like, oh, Williams is back, and it's like, what? And they were like, Mike, he's been back. But anyway, I was just against everything that was happening at this point. I didn't like how we were doing things. I felt like it showed a sign of disparity, or we were desperate, Like I didn't like any of what was going on. But, later on I would be proven to be wrong. So it worked out in our favor. Right. But I was all negative at this point. For the next 2 or 3 drives, I was just negative Nancy. Be completely honest with you.
Right. And I see the chat here saying that was Michael Williams, not CJ West. No, he did get his right hand wrist checked out by the medical team. I want to say around halftime or maybe a little bit after, and then came back and did return. And
so both guys injured their wrist in the game.
Yeah.
Michael Williams happened at the end of the first half, and CJ West happened at the beginning of the second half.
There you go.
Both guys had their wrist injured. Yeah.
And I see Strawberry saying it wasn't dropped in a bucket. I'll give you that, but for the guy who's basically playing on one leg on a 4th and 2 of a prayer of a throw, I mean, you can't ask for much better. Maybe a tad bit in front of him, he can catch it and keep running, but Mac Jones, backup quarterback, I'll take that. I will take that 1,000 times out of 1,000. So Pearsall bailed him out, but it still was a great big balls play.
Hey, do you guys hold something like that against Mac Jones, right? A guy on 1 foot, backup quarterback, playing with whoever's out there. I can't even call anybody starters at this point, right? Like, and that's not a shot at Pearsall, but even if Pearsall was a starter, he's wide receiver 3, right? Like, you got Ayuk, Jennings, and then Pearsall if everyone's healthy. No?
Pearsall's wide receiver 1.
Pearsall's wide receiver 1.
I think Ayuk needs to earn that spot back, and Jennings was not over Pearsall.
Jennings can't hold Pearsall's jock.
So let's say that Pearsall is wide receiver.
Sorry.
Right. No, it's fine. Let's say that Pearsall is wide receiver 1, that he's working with the first team and Mac is working with the backups. Like, what my question is like about their rapport, right? So if you're watching this throw and it's like, oh man, this guy, like, he didn't put it exactly where it needed to be, are you really holding that against the guy that hasn't worked with the ones?
No.
If you guys are saying that Pearsall is one with a bullet, then he's getting limited reps with the top receiver. So how'd you guys feel about it? Because I said,
Mike,
at this point, I was over it. Just to be clear, I was negative Nancy for a while here. Like, I'm talking the next couple of drives. Yeah. So I was in my bag, like, oh, just wrap it up. Like, let's just go home and we're 2-1 and we can compete. We're tied for first in the division. Like, that's how I felt. But you see this play happen. And it's like, do we give him credit? He's on a bad knee. Like, how'd you guys feel about him in this moment is my question.
I thought it was a gutsy call. Like I've said, a gutsy play and a lot of trust in his arm to get it there and a lot more trust in Ricky to bring it in. Because, again, you only need 2 yards. And that was a 34-yard pass down the sideline. I mean, kudos to him. Like, and on one leg, he's limping around there.
According to Next Gen Stats, the air distance on that yard was on that ball was 45.3 yards. So if it's like a foot or two underthrown, like, I get it. And that's why you want your you want to put your receiver in a position to make plays, and Ricky made a hell of a play. Yeah, I mean, that ball looked like it was dropping onto the head of the Cardinals defender, and Ricky just essentially took it. So that's what you want. And not every pass is going to be in a bucket. Particularly, again, like Mike brought up, he's a backup and everything else, but he was hurt. So again, the result of the play was great. I don't even think it was a bad decision because Pearsall was out there one-on-one with nobody over the top. He got some separation. You make that throw. Pearsall made that catch. Sometimes you just have to trust the guy is going to go and do his job and go up and get it.
Yeah. Yep. And again, I mean, similar to week 1 win, Purdy threw that up to Tonjes and just hoped that he comes down with it, and he did. So maybe that's a similar play.
I will say that there was much less luck on this Mac Jones ball than there was on that Purdy ball.
Yeah.
Tonjes just bullied Woolen out of an interception. This was Ricky Pearsall making a really good catch.
Yeah. So it set the 49ers up with 1st and goal at the Arizona 6, and the very next play, 5-yard run to get us down to the 1-yard line, 2nd and goal. And Mac Jones, play action rollout to the left and hits Kyle Juszczyk in the flat for the touchdown. And I'm hyped, man, because I'm thinking a touchdown.
Very good play call, by the way.
Yeah, very good. A touchdown might be enough to put these Cardinals away. It's been field goal after field goal, and they're struggling. And the extra point's good. Suddenly they're up 13-6. 7-point lead. But the Cardinals take 2 minutes, 4 plays, and they are bailed out. Kyler Murray hits Marvin Harrison Jr., who, for the second time today, the first time he dropped it, gets behind everybody and is just wide open for 30 yards. I mean, I don't know what's happening here, but he gets the pass, 32-yard pickup, and then Trey Benson stuffed for a run. And then on 2nd and 11 from the 49ers 34, Kyler Murray goes deep into the end zone, and I don't know who he was throwing this to. Harrison, I think Wilson were both there at the back corner of the end zone. Maybe it was Jones, but Renardo Green is flagged for pass interference in the end zone, which gives the Cardinals, 1st and goal at the 49ers 1-yard line. Am I biased here, or was that like a BS call on Green?
So the pass interference
in the
Sorry,
end zone.
go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, no, what I was going to say was, like, if the throw wasn't to that player, is it a pass interference? Like, I've never seen that before. And that's where my question was, like, he wasn't even the target, so who gives a shit what's happening to him? I've heard of illegal contact, give him 5 yards in the first.
Illegal contact would have been appropriate.
Right. But I have never seen a pass interference call on a guy that wasn't the target. And so this is where I felt like they're just trying to screw us. Like, this game is over. Again, doubling down on my take from, the drive before or 2 drives before. So that's where I was in this game. It was a wrap.
Now, this was Wilson that Green was on, correct?
I believe so, yes.
So Wilson also was just grabbing the shit out of Green as well, because at a certain point, Green saw the ball coming and started to like make his move back towards the ball. And Wilson just like grabbed him around his waist. So to me, if anything, you just no call it, right? It wasn't a thing that affected the play at all. And you just let it go. And instead of an incomplete pass, it now turns into 1st and goal.
Right.
By the way, this whole drive was like 25 seconds.
It was technically 2 minutes.
Preposterously fast. Yeah. But I kind of expected it, though. I was like, we just scored a touchdown. Watch, we're going to completely just shit the bed on defense on this next drive.
And I want to give a little bit of a nod to my Patreonians, like the people who are on my Patreon panel. They were like, Mike, the NFL is notorious. That was a bad call. They're going to give us one before the end of the game. They're going to give us one. I'll come back to that later.
Okay.
So they dropped it in my mind like, hey, they owe us one, Mike. Like, don't panic. They owe us one. We'll come back to it later. Because I did not think this was a good call. I've never seen a pass interference to a person that the ball wasn't going to. Yeah. That should have been illegal contact. But
I was thinking offsetting penalties because it, like Matt said, they were going at each other. I mean, they really were, and I think that Wilson had way more contact than Green. I feel bad because Green had kind of a rough game as it was, and then they throw that on him, and then like one play later, Trey Benson. Oh, he does get stuffed, but 2 plays later, I should say, Kyler Murray hits Trey McBride for a 1-yard touchdown. And suddenly, just like that, it's 13-13 again after the 49ers just took the lead. So then the 49ers get the ball back with 8:37.
Sorry, real quick on that touchdown.
Yeah.
That shows a little bit of game inexperience from D. Winters. It looked like he couldn't decide whether he wanted to make a play on the ball or play the receiver, and I think that cost him a step. Yeah. If he kind of undercut McBride rather than staying in stride with him to play the deflection, and I think what he wanted to do was go up and like jump for the ball to try to get a hand on it, and that hesitation kind of cost him there. So maybe look at that on film and kind of go back to that in the future, but just a learning moment for somebody in D. Winters who obviously, because of injuries and being behind Dre Greenlaw and everybody, hasn't gotten a lot of game experience.
Right. And it was literally a split second that cost him just that much coverage. So good point, Matt. Good point. Inexperience. Hopefully you can build on that moving forward. So the 49ers get the ball back with 8:37. Like I said, Guerrero is going to 19-yard run back. So they start the drive at the 28. Mac Jones hits McCaffrey for 9 yards. 2nd and 1. McCaffrey picks up the first down on the ground with 3 yards. Brian Robinson for 19 yards with a pitch to the right. Best run of the day, not flagged, not called back, surprisingly. 1st and 10 at the 41. McCaffrey for 5 yards, stuffed on 2nd and 5. And then on 3rd and 5, Mac Jones drops back and tries to hit Ricky, I believe, and just throws it right to Taylor Demerson of the Cardinals, who picks it and returns it 18 yards back down to the Arizona 39. 3 yards, I guess 3 yards.
Yep.
What are you guys' thoughts here?
This is what I was talking about last week when everybody was glazing him up for the game that he played. And I'm like, he's making some decisions that he's getting away with and that he's loving a little too much, particularly to Jennings. There were multiple throws in between windows of like 3 or 4 guys. And this was just a shitty decision. Like any way you slice it, bad throw, bad decision. Ricky Pearsall was never out of his break. Ricky Pearsall never had a chance to kind of like even look for the ball. The ball was out before Ricky even turned around. And it was just whatever he was thinking was not it. He needed to keep that one in the holster because that was, and in that situation, it's a killer because you're just like, all right, is this where the 49ers flubbed the game? Like this is where it goes to? Okay, great.
And Rob, I had the same initial thought, like, Ricky, you got to break that up. That ball was there. Ricky's like turning his, I don't even think he knew that ball was coming out. Like it was so quick, like you said, Matt, before he was even out of his break. And the ball's intercepted before Ricky's even noticing. Mike, I don't know if you had any thoughts on the interception.
No, not necessarily. And I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses for Mac Jones, but like he had a knee brace on at this point, and it was like anything that he does.
Okay, can I address this real quick?
So
he had the knee brace on the whole fucking game. And he had the knee brace on all last week against the Saints, too. It was just underneath his pants and his sock, and what happened was they took it off to readjust it and then just didn't tuck it back in because they didn't have time. They just put it on the outside. He was wearing it the whole game.
The Fox broadcast did say he just put one on, to be fair, because
but it wasn't noticeable.
Yeah.
If you look at earlier images of the game and you look underneath the white sock, you can see the black outline of the bottom of that knee brace. You can see it showing through the sock a little bit. What happened was they adjusted it. And if you notice, after they adjusted it, he kind of stopped limping a little bit. They probably tightened it up a little bit. But he had the thing on the whole time.
But, okay. Even with that, I think we can all agree that there was an injury to that knee.
Yes. To be fair, but I want to address, like, it wasn't that they just slapped a knee brace on out of nowhere. First of all, those hinge braces, you can't just pull out and give to somebody. They're actually fitted to your body.
Right, and fitted to the needs of what your restrictions are.
Yes, you have to size them. Yeah. So he had it on the whole game, and there are pictures of him against, again, close-up pictures of him against the Saints. He had the same knee brace on. It's the Tom Brady principle, where a lot of those guys who come from that system, they go, hey, throw on this knee. Remember, Mac Jones started with Bill Belichick, right? And after the 2008 Tom Brady ACL season, Tom Brady always wore a knee brace on his lead leg to try to protect that knee in case somebody like fell into it or whatever. And that was kind of that whole thing.
Yeah.
But I do think that Mac Jones might have irritated that knee. Remember, he came back pretty quick he had a sprained MCL. It could still be lingering and bothering him a little bit, and he might have, flared it up. So I'm not saying that I'm not saying that he wasn't injured. I'm just to kind of nip the knee brace gate in the bud. He was wearing it the whole time. There was an injury, but the knee brace was already there.
Right. So for me, it's less about the knee brace and more about the injury, right? So
I know
he was.
It's just going around. So I thought I would address it so that people kind of get the idea that no, the knee brace was there. Let's not necessarily focus on the knee brace.
Let's not blame it on the knee brace. Yeah.
Yes.
And my thing was, it wasn't about whether you think the knee brace brings restrictions or anything like that. There was an injury. And then he was playing through it, and he's hobbling around.
Yes, that was pain.
I don't.
Yeah, for
right,
sure.
Before I saw the knee brace again, like he finished that drive after the leg got hit, right? And you see him get up, and he's hobbling, and he's kind of like laboring a little bit, right? And that's what I'm talking about. And he continued to do that for the duration
100%.
of the game, right? And so
last drive and a half, he actually looked a lot better.
Yes, he did. But
yes,
so Zach's question was like up to this point. I'm not jumping ahead here. And so I just felt like, all right, this guy is like, his leg is a lot worse. Like we shouldn't be I wanted them to get the ball out, 2-step drop, 3-step drop, 5-step drop, and then deliver. I didn't want to see him doing anything extra. And that's kind of where I was here, because now I see the brace. It's reminding me of whatever injury he sustained a couple of drives ago. Get rid of the ball. Let's not hold on to it. And I'm knowing that he's not going to be able to step into it and drive the ball into the spots. And again, it's not like, so this is how I felt in the moment, right? It's like, I don't expect him to make pinpoint accurate throws here. Like, we're going to have to bail him out here. And not for nothing. I think Matt, I think you said it. Like, they showed Kyle a drive or two earlier talking to Martinez. I didn't even see that. So now,
yeah.
If you tell me that, like, oh, my heart's like, oh, like, are we really about to bring this guy in from the UFL or XFL or wherever he's coming from? So I didn't want to see that, and I know that Purdy was inactive for the game. He was in street clothes. Like, Jones, you got to do something here, and team, we got to bail him out, knowing that he's playing injured, not hurt, but injured. We got to bail him out here. So
I will say on this interception, two things. It was a 5-step drop. He threw from a clean pocket. Also, Kendrick Bourne was open on the play to that side underneath Ricky Pearsall, and he just fucking threw a rope right to the guy. In terms of Ricky Pearsall trying to break that up, that ball was by him before Ricky Pearsall had even looked. It was out of his reach and was right to the defender. Right. And to Pearsall's credit, when the defender caught it, Pearsall tried to hit him. Mm-hmm. He hit him after he caught it. I mean, he just wide receiver hit him.
I mean, like I said. As he's intercepted the pass, Pearsall's like turning back, like, oh shit, like something just got thrown at him. He didn't even know. So it happened.
I mean,
so
the ball
quickly.
was 3 yards inside of 3 yards past Pearsall's route, and just right to the guy. So it was just not a good throw. No.
I'm thinking
terrible decision too. Yeah.
Here we go. 49ers. They just allowed a touchdown to tie it up, and now they turn over the ball with close to midfield at their Arizona 39. Murray hits Greg Dortch for a yard. D. Winters blew it up. Murray scrambles for 4 yards, and I'm thinking, oh, great. Here we go. Another 3rd and 5. And Murray tries to pass to Trey McBride, and Fred Warner breaks it up beautifully. So that was 3rd down, and it's 4th and 5 at their own 44. And they've kind of gone for these before earlier in the game, but they do not. They punt. The 49ers defense, shout out to them, man. They get a 3 and out right after the interception, and boy, was I hyped. I mean, I was expecting at least a couple of first downs and maybe a field goal out of that, but absolutely not. But I may have celebrated a bit too soon, because the 49ers, they get the ball at their own 6, and maybe you could put a little bit of blame on Sky Moore for fielding this punt.
You can, 100%.
Yes, at the 49ers 6-yard line and calling a fair catch. And again, maybe a little blame on the play calling, because Mac Jones was hobbled, and the play call is a pass on 1st down, which gets broken up by Mac Wilson. And then on 2nd down, you call another pass, even though you're backed up at your own 6. And Mac Jones gets sacked. He kind of escapes, gets out of the end zone, gets sacked for a no yards loss. But they call holding on Pooney in the end zone, which is a safety. This call infuriated me.
Soft
because
as baby shit.
The
dude.
holding did happen, but it happened at like the 2-yard line, in my opinion.
Right. And he
they-
barely touched. Yes. So he kind of hugged him from behind at
Yes.
the 2-yard line. Once he got into the end zone, he briefly like reached back out, but didn't actually pull him. He just like touched him.
Yes.
Like kind of was going to grab him again, but then never pulled him. And so it's like there was a call that was questionable hold in the end zone against Kyler Murray that they didn't call, that you were like, they never call that.
Yeah.
And then they call this one, and it's just like, come on, man. I was just like, John Hussey, I am tired of seeing you on my fucking screen right now. You are really starting to piss me off.
They just have way too much of an influence on this game. Mike, I don't know if you had any thoughts on the safety, but we're all agreeing, bad call. In our opinion, the holding happened outside of the end zone. Pooney barely touches Campbell in the end zone. Mack had already scrambled out of there. It is what it is, right? At this point, I literally... Go ahead.
I was going to say there's two ways to look at this play, right? You have in the moment, and then you have hindsight. In the moment, I'm like, yeah, just give them the points, give them the ball. The game is over. Like, they got to win this, right? Hindsight is this saved how much time for the 49ers, right? Like you have to factor that in for just 1 second, right? If they don't call that, they continue to drive, whatever, and then we get the ball when we get it. But this gave them the ball right back. You're going to get to the next drive, and then the Niners retain possession and march down the field and do what they got to do. I was pissed.
The kick rule is different too. Like the actual
on the safety,
it's not as
more.
bad. It's not as bad. They back the kicker up, but he's able to take a run at it, and they still start the guys where they would start them for a kickoff.
Right.
Yes.
So if you get it to the landing zone, not much has changed. Whereas before it was a free kick, everybody is like, you have to punt the ball. He was able to put it on a tee and kick it.
So
I think that makes a huge. I think it makes a huge difference.
Piniero's leg is weaker than Moody's is, and so that was also something else that we had to keep in mind for this upcoming play. And like I was defeated. My emotions were done. I'm sweating
but Mike,
through
do
my
you know what
wife
I'm
beater.
saying though?
No. I absolutely get what you're saying. Like he still got a chance to run at it, and
well, no, but yeah, he got a chance to run at it, kick it off a tee, which means that the kick itself is almost irrelevant. All he has to do is get it to the landing zone, and the guys are already down there. Before it would be you have to drop kick it, you have to punt it, and so the ball's not going to go as far. So they get much better field position. They got normal field position here. It wasn't like they got it at the 40. They got it. I think they got it at like the 22 or 23.
They got it at the 35.
If you don't get the ball in the landing zone, the kick goes to the 50-yard line. But he had plenty of leg to get it there.
Yeah.
So like I guess when you say his leg is weaker than Moody's, it's like by degrees, I suppose.
Rappaport is reporting Mac Jones re-aggravated a PCL injury.
Yeah, so the one that he had in preseason.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So they do kick the ball off after the safety, and it's a 70-yard kick, to be fair, for Piñeiro, for the 20 to the Arizona 10. And Greg George takes this ball out 25 yards, and boy, did he almost break that one free. According to ESPN, Bethune is credited for the tackle. I thought it was Brown. I thought Brown stopped him. Maybe I'm wrong.
I thought it was Jair Brown also, yeah.
Right. So he comes up to the Arizona 35, and then Kyler Murray gets a 9-yard run. Green and Siegel team up for the tackle, push him out of bounds. Trey Benson gets a 5-yard run. It's 1st and 10 at midfield, basically. And Murray gets a 1-yard run. Trey Benson stuffed by Warner at the 50. It's 3rd and 9. And Kyler Murray goes deep for Zay Jones. And Upton Stout, baby, comes up clutch and breaks the pass up. Shout out to Upton Stout, because I thought for sure he was going to break that, or he was going to catch that, haul it in. But Upton Stout said, no, sir. He breaks it up. And the Cardinals, 4th and 9 at the 50-yard line, have to punt. And it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Great 49ers bounce. So the 49ers get the ball at the 20 instead of being backed up. And Sky Moore learned from his previous mistake, because he could have caught it, but instead he goes up for the block. Acts like he's going to catch it, and then goes for the block. So shout out to Moore for at least learning from his mistakes. So then the 49ers get the ball at the 20. Mike, do you have any thoughts? Did I cut you off?
All game long, I was yelling at and screaming at Sky Moore. Let the ball go over your head. There were 2 other ones that were at or near the 10-yard line. Let them bounce into the end zone. Like, what are you doing, dude? There was one play, and it was not at the 10, but he's going like this. He's telling it, get away, spread out. He runs forward to catch it.
Yeah.
surrounded by Cardinals defense. Like, what are you doing? I still hate this guy as our return man, just so you guys know. But in that moment, at that time, it was the right decision. So
I'm telling you, man, when they make somebody a returner on the 49ers, and I've seen people hey, why doesn't Isaac Guerrero get play? Have you seen him return kicks? He ran right into the pile today. Like there's something about being a returner on this team that just instantly makes you short bus. Like you instantly,
and I don't get it either.
Dumber.
Like the piles in the middle, you can clearly run outside. They just run towards traffic. Like
he's got like
it's like magnets.
Speed. What is he doing?
Yeah, like I just don't get it. They don't even try to elude the people that are out there. They just run towards the pile. Like, what are you like? It was driving me crazy watching every single return today. And up until that moment that he let that one go over his head and let it go into the end zone. Mm-hmm. And I'm still bring me Junior Bergen back. Right. I don't want to see Sky Moore out there.
Yeah,
I will say, at least Guerrero didn't tackle himself today. So that's a positive. That's a plus. He didn't slip down. He didn't run into the back of his own guy and fumble like we've seen before. So, all right. So the 49ers start at their own 20. And with a minute 46 seconds, I believe they had 2 timeouts, if my memory serves correctly. Maybe one, but at least, or maybe 2, maybe at least 1. Mac Jones starts the drive, incomplete pass to Ricky. And then he hits Tonjes for 11 yards on 2nd and 10. 1st and 10, Mac Jones to Sky Moore for 10 yards, another first down, and then there's a 5-yard penalty on Arizona for an illegal use of hands. And I thought it was PI because the pass to Tonjes, like the defender was all over him, but nope, illegal use of hands, 5 yards and a first down. So it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Jones hits Kendrick Bourne for 7 yards, 2nd and 3. Jones hits Kendrick Bourne for 11 yards. 1st and 10 at the 36. Jones throws it away. 25 seconds left. 2nd and 10. And this may be like the genius brain moment of the game. Mac Jones, Kyle Shanahan, I should say, dials up a screen pass, and Mac Jones dumps it off to McCaffrey, who runs it 20 yards down to the Arizona 16. They go from the 36 to the 16. Very next play, they spike it. Very next play, Mac centers the ball for Eddie Dinero Pinheiro. And he comes out, and you know what he does best, baby. He drilled that thing straight down the middle. 35-yard field goal.
He was hyped, too.
Good. Yeah, good for him.
Hyped.
He deserved it. What are you guys' thoughts on just the last drive? Dinero, Pinheiro, Matt?
Isn't it nice to expect your kicker to go out there and make the kick and not be like, he's going to fucking miss this shit?
Yes.
Yeah, like, I had no doubt in my mind that he was going to make that kick.
It was really great. It was really
the
great.
51-yarder that he hit earlier in the game. No doubt in my mind he was going to hit that.
Straight down the middle.
You know? Yep. I was like, cool, we're good. We're good. And yeah, the fire that he has, and if you watch, after that, the whole team just mobs him. It was the same scene as when Moody hit that one in the preseason, but this one counts. And this one, if you watch the play also, before the ref's hands even goes up, as soon as he sees it, he raises his arm and turns to the side. And then he's like, this is our house. He double point. He's like, this is our house.
Yep.
It was sick, dude. I always love a swaggy kicker for sure. Yeah. It's much better than having a head case. That's for damn sure.
Mike, I have a clip of Dinero Pinheiro talking about it, but I want to get your thoughts on just everything. The last drive.
Yeah, no. So look, I'll cut it short for you guys because I know we're pressed for time, right? It was once we got into a certain distance. It wasn't the green line. I don't want him to make a career long, right? It was the following play where McCaffrey took it up the middle, and I was like, oh my God. Before Mac Jones decided to center the ball, I was like, oh my God, we're actually going to win it.
Yes.
I just want to let you guys know I haven't felt that way with Moody as our kicker in a long time. Before they centered it and put it on the side that he likes to kick from, it was like, oh my God, we're going to win this. I've been saying it for the last 2 or 3 drives worth of recap. I had given up.
Same.
We gave it our best. We did a good job. All these injuries, they all finally caught up to us. I had accepted it. Right? And then the Niners get the ball back, and they're marching down the field, and they get there, and then McCaffrey makes that play on 3rd down, and then it's like, oh my God, we're good. And then he makes another play, and it's like, oh my God, and then they center, and it's like, yes, we're even getting in the position that the kicker wants it in, right? It's like we finally did it. I was saying before they marched to the line and even line, I thought Are they going to go for one more play? Are they going to try to get a touchdown? Right? Like I was looking at the time, it was like 12 seconds. Like they could do 2 plays if they want to.
Yeah.
Right? But the way I felt in that moment was, oh my God, we're going to win. I haven't felt that way since before Jake Moody was on this team. And so I want to give a kudos to Kyle Shanahan and Brant Boyer for upgrading the kicker position. Guys, we did it. Guys, we won. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 San Francisco 49ers are here. We are 3-0, and there's nobody that can fuck with us. I'm just saying, like, they are done, and we did what we needed to do. That's how I felt before the kick was attempted. I haven't felt that way in a very long time. There was, like Matt said, there was no doubt in my mind it was going to happen. When's the last time you felt that way? Hasn't happened in such a long time.
Since Robbie Gould's been here.
Right. Like, it was a kick that we needed, too. Like, it wasn't like, oh, if you don't make it, at least we tie and we go into overtime. No, that was win or lose. And I had 100% confidence that we were going to win that game in that moment before he even marched onto the field. Yeah. It was a beautiful feeling, man. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Like, let's go. Yes. We got it. We earned it.
I agree with you 100% because after the safety, I mean, I got up. I start getting the room ready to do the show. I'm like refilling my water. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm like, fuck, man. Can't believe. I even text chat. Matt could testify. I said, you know what? At best with backup quarterbacks, you want to go 500. They're going to be 500. And you were like, not yet, sir.
I was like, there's still a chance, buddy. There's still a chance.
And boy, was there. They took care of business. And Mac Jones, credit to him. He got in a rhythm on that final drive. Some clutch passes. The receivers got in. Great play calling. 2-minute drive. And Eddie Pinheiro, let's get his thoughts on here, and then we'll start to wrap up here. This is him on the game winner.
Out there and do that. Take us through that.
Yeah, I mean, just I know I got to make the kick. If not, yeah, I probably won't be here. Got to make kicks. I said a week ago. So I'm just happy that I'm able to make some kicks and I can be here and enjoy the ride. So
you're quickly becoming a fan.
Shout out to Dinero.
Yeah.
No wasted speech, right? It's not like, oh, if I line up here, blah, 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 I got to make the kick. And if not, I know I'm not going to be
out.
Here.
Yep, I'm out.
That's it. There's no bullshitting this, right? Like Jake Moody had the opportunity to bullshit. Well, they don't have anyone else here. I'm the only guy. They got to find someone else. No, if I don't make this kick, I'm not here. It's that simple for him. Make the kick, keep your job, and you live to fight another week, and you get that game check. That's it. Do your job, and you're successful. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And again, guys, I had given up hope 3 drives ago. I can't tell you guys how important of a drive this was for me. I went on my halftime show trying to tell Faithful State, stay in it. We got this. Kyle Shanahan should be coach of the year for all of you guys. Like, that was me at halftime. That decision to go for it on 4th down, I was giving Kyle the middle finger. Like, dude, what are you doing? Look how close we are. Take the points in this game. I had given up at that point. This right here was redemption. It was more than redemption. It was renovation. It was a newfound faith in this team. And they've earned at least 3 more weeks of blind faith for me out of this game.
There you go. Here. I will say, I think that Kyle Shanahan absolutely cooked on that last 2-minute drive. And he cooked last week against the Saints on the 2-minute drive before half. And I think that can be a quarterback's best friend is those 2-minute plays because it's all play call. It's all what Kyle Shanahan is like, hey, this is what we're doing. And you see, it's what's on your wristband. Hey, 2-minute drive. This is the stuff that we've labbed up all week. This is the stuff that you know the best. You don't have to think about it. I don't have to leave it into your decision-making. I'm doing the work for you. And so Kyle definitely dimed it up today. And absolutely hats off to him for that end of game. It was absolutely great. I also want to shout out the fact that rather than waiting and burning their time out and kicking it from the left hash, they spiked the ball so that Mac Jones could get it to where Pinheiro likes it. And that to me is also, after watching people with terrible clock management, I know Miami screwed one up this week. I think Atlanta screwed one up at the end of half today. We've seen the 49ers screw up clock management. This was brilliant clock management to end this game.
Yep.
So that way, when that ball went through the uprights and hit the net, it was zeros.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's one of 3 ways this team is different this year. I'm not going to touch on it. We'll get to it later. We'll do another show in the week, but that's a great point, Matt.
Did you guys find it interesting that Arizona just ate 2 timeouts at the end of that game? Once they got to the,
I thought they called one of them. Wait,
they called one. I think early in the drive, or maybe not. But they let a lot of time. Just like they had 2 timeouts that they just kept in their pocket. It's not to say that they would have been able to do something, but
I thought they finished with just 1 because they didn't think we were going to drive the ball down the field.
Yeah,
and then after we got the first down, they were like, "Oh shit! Like maybe we should try to stop the clock." And then it was like, "All right, now if we call another timeout, we're helping the Niners, so let's not do that either." So they put themselves in a no man's land, with the timeouts.
Yeah, they finished
the
with
drive.
2 timeouts. They did finish with 2 timeouts.
They
They
did,
called their
right?
first in the third quarter, and then never called another one.
okay, so they never called one
So
on
Matt
that last
was right.
drive.
Yeah. So they didn't do it on the second to last drive. Good,
And maybe
good shit, Matt.
just got down the field so quick.
But if they did, where would they have called them? Because they're still helping the Niners out. They didn't have the ball. They had the lead until they didn't at the very last
I think
second.
if the Niners would have ran the ball, they would have called timeouts. But since the Niners threw the ball, they just didn't.
Yeah. I think we can all agree.
I think almost every
go
play, I think 3 out of the 4 plays on that drive to get down there, like 3 of 4, I remember being, it was like a first down throw. Next play was like a first down throw. Then it was like 2nd and 2. And then I think it was the screen pass. So not a lot there. Yeah.
I think the 3 of us could agree this is a game just like the similar last 2 games the 49ers lose last year. They're finding ways to win. The last 2 games it was on defense, coming up right at the end. Mike is hyped. This game it was the offense and special teams coming up clutch, driving the ball down the field and kicking a game-winning field goal as time expired. I mean, just beautiful work by the 49ers, who now, like I said to start the show, sit atop the NFC West. Lonely by themselves. The Rams lost. I saw some chats in there saying, all we learned today is that the Rams are the better team. Was that before or after they choked to Philadelphia and got a kick blocked and returned for a touchdown? I mean, it was funny to watch. So they were up 23-7 or something crazy like that, only to allow Philadelphia to come back and win it. So the 49ers are top. All we can go off of his rankings, and they are number 1 in the West. Final thoughts, guys?
I thought Mac Jones was like a C plus. I think we can put all the he's as good as Purdy shit to bed. I think that he was fine, and he's what you want in a backup. He's somebody that won't necessarily win you a game against a good opponent, but he's not necessarily going to kill you either. He puts you in a position to give you enough juice that your defense can take a game away. So I thought he played pretty good overall. Ricky Pearsall looks like he's a star. I told you before the show, Zach, statistically he's on pace for a nearly 1,600-yard receiving season so far. I'd like to see him get some touchdowns, but, we'll see. Once we get more strength, which will be coming next week, Demarcus Robinson has officially served his 3-game suspension. He will be back next week for the Jacksonville Jaguars game.
That's right, baby. Mike, final thoughts, and let the folks know where to find you in case they don't already.
Yeah, man. Listen, those bum-ass Eagles it's just them, the Niners, and the Bucks. And both of those other teams, other than the Niners, were losing in the fourth quarter. Now, we were losing also, but I'm writing that off right now for my point, okay? I'm just trying to emphasize a point, okay? They got to deal with us. They have their starting quarterback. They have their starting wide receivers. They have their starting tight end. They have their starting pass rushers. We don't. The NFL is allowing the 49ers to get better as the season goes on while we are suffering and still finding ways to win. We're already battle-tested. Huh? We're already ready and trying to prove something to the doubters out there. We have one of the youngest defenses in the entire NFL, and they continue to answer the bell when the game is on the line. All right? We're ready. We're here, and they're going to have to deal with us throughout the duration of the season. And we got reinforcements coming back. It starts next week. It's going to start the week after that also. It's going to continue to boil up for the next 3 weeks. We are only going to get stronger. They had to deal with us. Y'all want somewhere to follow me? Listen, Nothing But Niners is the place to be. All right, patreon.com/NB9ERS. You see it right below me. If you guys are following already on the Nothing But Niners channel on YouTube, make sure you go and follow my guys. Oh, it's on this side right here. There it is down there underneath Matt. 49ers Hive on the YouTube page, all right? Go over there, follow those guys. I'm trying to tell y'all something right now. The NFL can't fuck with us. They had their window of opportunity. The Niners should be 1-2 right now. They fucked up. We are going to reap the benefits of it. We've got everything where we want it to be. From this day forward, we are only getting stronger from here on out. Week 3 is done. Robinson, come on back to practice. Ayuk, come on back to practice. It's time. It's time to make that announcement. Huh? George Kittle, come on back to practice. It's time to make that announcement. Huh? I heard from a bird. Bosa was good enough to come back, but we want to give him this game off because it was a close game. I heard that Bosa was okay to come back. Come on back to practice, baby. They can't fuck with us. And they had their opportunity to do it, and they didn't do it. Y'all opportunity is over. The window has closed on the rest of the NFL. We are officially the team to beat. There's 3 undefeated teams in the NFC. It's the Niners, it's the Bucks, and it's the Eagles. We coming for y'all. It's hunting season, baby. Let's go get it. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Beautiful, beautiful, Mike. Just well said. Very well said. 49ers are 3-0, 2-0 with the backup, 2-0 in the division, 3-0 in the conference, the NFC. Couldn't have gone any better for them. Had some injuries, but like you said, both of you guys said, you're looking to get healthy. I saw a comment asking if Kittle will be back for the Rams game. He will not. He has to miss 4, so at the very soonest would be the Bucks game, I believe, right? Which is week 6. So hopefully him and IU can come back, but we do get Demarcus Robinson back next week. And something to know, another quarterback injured for Kyle Shanahan. I doubt Mac Jones will be ready to play next week. Thank God Purdy is available and will come back next week for the Jags at home. 49ers took care of business, guys. 3-0, won it right at the end, just like the last 2 weeks, but this time on offense. Couldn't be any happier. Matt, do you have any final thoughts? Or you want to wrap it up here?
Listen, I'm on board with everything you guys said. Not only is BA going to end up coming back, Malik Mustafa is going to be back. Like, again, you hope Bosa's injury isn't too serious. And once we get Purdy back, and this team at the end of the season, provided that they can get healthier and then stay healthy, they could be the team to beat. I mean, I certainly hope that we don't drop a stinker to the Browns like the alleged number 1 team in the NFC did today. So, ball don't lie, baby. That was a fumble, and you got your just dessert. Josh Jacobs knows he fumbled that ball, and so does that block field goal. It knows that they fumbled the ball too. So, good game from the 49ers. Again, good teams can win ugly. 3-0. Doesn't matter how we got there. We're there. We're going to keep it going. Jacksonville up next. Let's go take out Pretty Boy Lawrence.
Let's do it.
So, yeah, let's do it. Are we ready to close it out, fellas?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. For Zach, for Mike, for myself, thank you guys. We couldn't do this without you. A hard-fought victory today. We love it. We love it. We love having you guys here. So bear that in mind, because until next time, go Niners.